Before you spend another dollar, check what's already in your kitchen. You probably have enough ingredients for several real meals right now. You just haven't seen them that way yet. Most people don't have a grocery problem. They have a visibility problem. You open your fridge, look around for a few seconds, and nothing feels like a real meal. So your brain jumps to the easiest conclusion: I need groceries. But what if that conclusion is wrong? What if the issue isn't what you have, but how you're looking at it? Because most kitchens are not empty. They're just full of disconnected ingredients that don't look like meals yet. You might have eggs, a few vegetables, some leftovers, a couple of sauces, maybe rice or bread. But since none of it is organized as a clear meal idea, your brain ignores it completely. And the moment you ignore it, you create a new cycle. You go out and buy more food, which adds more options, more confusion, and more waste over time. In this video, I'm going to show you a simple way to check what you already have, turn it into real meals, and stop unnecessary grocery trips before they even start. Why you feel like you have nothing. Let's break down what actually happens in your mind. You open your fridge. You scan it quickly without much focus. Nothing immediately stands out as a full meal. So your brain instantly says, there's nothing to eat. But that reaction is misleading. It's not because there's no food. It's because nothing is already formed into a clear idea of a meal. Most people are not actually looking for ingredients. They are looking for ready-made decisions. Something that instantly tells them what to cook without thinking. When that doesn't appear, they assume they need more food, even when they don't. But cooking never starts with a finished idea. It starts with small pieces that you connect step by step. And the real issue is not a lack of food, it's a lack of connection between the items you already own. The 2-minute kitchen check. Before you buy anything, you need to do one simple thing. A quick kitchen check. Not a full inventory, not a complicated system. Just a focused scan that gives you clarity in minutes. Open your fridge and pantry and look for 3 things. First, what needs to be used soon. These are items close to expiring, soft vegetables, leftovers, or anything that won't last much longer. Second, what can be combined easily. Look for natural pairings like eggs and vegetables, rice and protein, or bread and cheese. Third, what you already have in multiples. If you have more than one of something, that's a clear signal to use it before buying more. This entire process takes less than 2 minutes, but it completely changes how you think about both cooking and shopping. From ingredients to meals, what can you cook? Now comes the most important shift. Turning what you see into something you can actually cook. This is where most people get stuck. They see ingredients, but they don't see meals. So let's simplify it. If you have eggs and any vegetable, you already have a meal. Cook them together, and it's done. If you have rice or pasta and any leftover protein, you can turn it into a quick bowl or stir fry. If you have bread and anything else, you can make a sandwich. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to work. If you have mixed vegetables, you can cook them together into a simple dish. Add seasoning or sauce, and it becomes a full meal. The goal is not perfection. The goal is reducing friction in your decisions. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are just trying to make something practical and usable. Why you miss what you already have? There's a reason this feels hidden at first. Most people don't truly look at their food. They only glance at it. And when you only glance, your brain doesn't process details. It just searches for something obvious and complete. If it doesn't appear instantly, you assume nothing is there. That's why small items get ignored so easily. Half an onion, leftover rice, or small portions don't look meaningful alone. But together, they can easily form a full meal. Another problem is visibility inside your kitchen. If items are pushed to the back, stacked behind others, or stored loosely, they disappear from your awareness completely. And if you don't see them, you will never think of using them. A real example: fast decision making. Let's go through a simple example. You open your fridge and see half an onion, 2 eggs, some cooked rice, and a bottle of sauce. At first glance, it doesn't feel like much. But when you slow down and connect the pieces, it becomes a complete meal. Chop the onion, cook it, add the eggs, mix in the rice, add the sauce. That's it. You didn't need a recipe. You didn't need a grocery trip. You just needed to connect what was already there. This is what fast decision-making looks like in the kitchen. Not complicated meals, not perfect recipes, just simple combinations that actually work. How this changes your shopping. When you start doing this regularly, something important changes. You stop going to the store out of habit, and you start shopping with intention. Instead of buying random items, you begin focusing only on what actually completes what you already have. For example, if you already have rice and vegetables, you might only need protein to complete meals. If you have bread and cheese, there's no need to buy more. You already have enough. This approach makes grocery trips shorter, clearer, and far more efficient. Over time, it naturally reduces unnecessary spending without forcing strict rules or budgeting systems. Reducing daily friction. One of the biggest benefits of this approach is how much easier daily cooking becomes. Most people struggle with deciding what to cook every single day. That decision feels heavy because it starts from zero each time. But when you begin with what needs to be used, you remove that pressure completely. You already have direction. You already have a starting point. And that makes cooking faster, simpler, and more consistent. The rule to follow every time. If you want to make this simple, follow one rule. Before going grocery shopping, build at least 2 meals from what you already have. Not ideas, not plans, actual meals you can cook. If you can create 2 meals, that's 2 fewer meals you need to buy ingredients for. And if you do this every week, the impact adds up quickly. You buy less, you waste less, and your kitchen becomes easier to manage over time. What changes over time? As you keep doing this, your mindset slowly shifts. You stop thinking, I have nothing to eat. And you start thinking, what can I make from this? That small shift changes everything, because your kitchen stops feeling like a problem and starts becoming a resource instead. You become more flexible, more aware, more efficient with what you already have. And grocery shopping becomes a tool, not a reaction. Most people do not need more food. They need a better system for seeing and using what they already have. Once you start checking your kitchen before you shop, everyday cooking becomes easier. You spend less money, waste less food, and stop buying things you never actually use. That is the idea behind Preptera, a smarter way to organize ingredients, plan meals, reduce waste, and make faster kitchen decisions without the daily stress of, what should I cook? Subscribe for more practical kitchen strategies and Preptera-style ideas. And if you want to start building a more organized,